Removing and installing an oven door from a Heston range. Please note that door removal should only be done by a certified installer or service technician. Be sure the oven has completely cooled and electrical power is off. Failure to do so may result in electric shock or burn injury. Use caution when removing the door as it is very heavy. Be careful to disconnect the wiring inside the door before its removal. For dual fuel ranges, you will need to remove the display module and gasket from the door handle. Please note that disconnecting and reconnecting the wiring within the door and at the hinge location only applies to KRD models. Removing the display on the KRD door handle is only required if the door itself is being replaced. To do this, remove the 2 screws from the underside of the handle securing the display. A stubby Phillips head screwdriver is required. Carefully pull the display straight out from the handle. The gasket should stay engaged with the display. Disengage the wiring connector for the display module. Set the module, screws, and gasket aside for installation on the new door. Next, disconnect the wiring harness at the door hinge. Please note the position varies depending on the range model. It's important to note that the connector must be released and cleared from the door before removing it. To remove the connector, you must first remove the connector cover. Use needle nose pliers to squeeze the latch arm against the body of the connector. This releases the connector latch. While holding the latch, pull the connector to separate it. Install the cover and screw, if used, on the door for future use. Once the connector has been separated, the door may now be removed. Open the oven door completely and make sure all wires inside the door are disconnected. Swing the hinge clip forward until it stops. Gently close the oven door until it stops against the hinge clips. Hold on firmly to both sides of the door and pull the door straight up off the hinges. Never release the hinge clips and try to close the hinges. Doing so will snap the hinges closed with great force, which could cause injury. Next, we will be installing the oven door. This applies to both dual fuel and all gas models. Hold the door firmly on both sides at approximately 30 degrees from the closed position and insert the hinges into the slots in the oven. Slowly open the door all the way. Swing the hinge clips away from you until completely inside the slot opening and fully seated. A screwdriver may help you do this. Remove the connector cover from the new door, reattach the wire connector, and assure it is securely inside the door. Next, reinstall the connector cover. Gently close the oven door to check for smooth operation. If you have a dual fuel range, it is time to install the display. First, plug the wiring connector into the display, making sure it is fully engaged. Make sure the wiring does not get trapped between the display and the handle. Carefully place the display inside the handle with the connector end to your left. Make sure the gasket is still in place on the display. Finally, install and snug the screws, and your installation is complete.